What's up, guys? It's been the longest offseason in a few years, but we're finally at the start of the new 2024 to 2025 regular season. Y'all know this channel is pretty much entirely about film analysis and breakdowns, but I want to cover some offseason addition and losses and my expectations for the key rotation players before the season starts. So let's get to it. Obviously, we're going to start with Steph Curry. With an iconic finishing in the Olympics and his top 10 legacy pretty much set, Steph hasn't had anything left to prove in the last couple years. He's getting on the older side, but as we know, the insane shape he keeps himself, along with his playstyle of shooting and off-ball movement, will prolong his longevity as a productive player in this league. I'm not expecting him to average 30 anymore, but I can see Curry end up with at least an efficient 25 a game, as he gives more responsibility to the younger players to develop. Steph will still take over a game every now and then, but the Curry flurries we've gotten so accustomed to seeing in this past decade are only going to be rare. With the addition of Terry Stotts as an assistant coach and a clear narrative of a more run-and-gun offense that we've seen in the preseason, I'm looking forward to high-volume three-point shooting at an efficient clip reminiscent of the 2016 days. Let's appreciate this legend as he hopefully finishes his career in the Bay. Draymond Green, man, the guy who last year might have single-handedly ruined the season. From punching JP to getting thrown out 5 minutes into key games, to punching his colleagues and taking a therapy break, I think I say for most Warriors fans that the leash is short and we're sick of it. He hasn't been the second best player on the team in a while, but if we can hope for a triple single and his always reliable, tremendous defensive presence and veteran leadership, that's a dub in my opinion. Dre is also getting up there in age, but he's still able to put up a productive 30 minutes and push the pace while anchoring some sort of defense this year. I'll take that as a fan. Off the court stuff, the bar is pretty low, but my expectations is Draymond will always be Draymond, but let's keep the off-court bullshit to a minimum. Please, Draymond. Andrew Wiggins. Since his big contract extension and the 2022 All-Star berth, Wiggins has been a mystery. People were debating whether his family stuff last year, but all I'm hoping for him is to consistently show up and play and give me 16 points with some solid wing defense. The sad thing is, Wiggins should be in his prime leading this team right now, but that was always way too optimistic for every other franchise. If you could give me around 30 minutes a game and knock down 37% of his threes and just be present, I'd consider that a win. He's going to lose a lot more minutes to Kaminga this year, but that was always predictable. I truly believe the Warriors will only go as far as how good Jonathan Kaminga becomes this season. With him still not getting that contract extension, and apparently asking for a max, JK will be out for blood this year. Steve Kerr finally let him start midway through the season last year after putting him in multiple timeouts, and we saw how Kaminga put up 25 points a game for a good while. My expectation for JK is really that catch and shoot on the three, increased playmaking abilities, and most importantly, disciplined defense. His shot has always been inconsistent, and he's generally had tunnel vision while driving into the paint and challenging shot blockers at the rim for no reason. He's had a tendency to fall asleep off ball and be lazy on the defensive end. With this new potent offense and putting up a lot of threes and spacing the floor, I think that's going to give JK a huge opportunity to capitalize on his transition capabilities and finish at the rim. I'm really expecting JK to not only take that next leap, but if he can get above 20 points a game, that would be the key to getting the Dubs into a potential top 4 seed. Cavon Looney would be interesting. After an insane 2023 campaign where he went head-to-head against All-Star Sabonis in the playoffs, Iron Loon has lost a step this past season and was unable to capture that same rebounding magic. A lot of it was due to injuries, which is understandable, but you always know what you're going to get from Looney at a very affordable, team-friendly contract. I'm expecting him to be a vet for Trace Jackson-Davis, but still be reliable for an occasional double-double and an extra big man body to play defense against the Western Conference bigs. He's always been able to set solid screens and pass out of the post as part of the Warriors' offense. It's season 10 for Loon, and his veteran leadership and addition to the Warriors' culture can't be put into words or a dollar amount. Moses Moody is the other young Warriors member who hasn't gotten that contract extension either. Well, that's more because Steve Kerr wouldn't let the dude play and giving time to Pajensky and goddamn Corey Joseph last year. Moody has looked pretty good in the preseason and some off-season workout videos on YouTube. I'm not sure if he'll ever be a star in this league, but I'm hoping for an actual consistent two-way role at the 2 spot this year. His weakness has always been shot creation, but his hustle and defense has been key. I'm expecting Moody to get more burn with catch and shoot threes and cutting to the basket in the Warriors action. That way, if he can get to that 12 or 13 points per game, I'll be pretty happy. Now for the sophomores. Brandon Pajensky was one of the bigger steals in last year's first-round draft. The guy turned into a jack-of-all-trades with some decent shot creation, excellent rebounding, and some scoring as well. He even took over the starting position for a while with a great plus-minus, while leading the league in charges taken and always being held position. His main weakness was dribbling too much, but I'm looking forward to his hustle and some additional dribble penetration at the guard position. Pods has played like a veteran much of last season, and I think that comes from learning with CP3 and having multiple years of college to develop. Eric Pods could even be that backup offensive initiator with the departure of Chris Paul, and occasionally running a combo guard role. However, I think more importantly than Pods is the development of Trayce Jackson-Davis. Similar to Pods, TJD came out of nowhere and showed his 4-year college experience in the middle of last season, becoming a true lob threat and interior presence on the defensive end. It's been a while since the Dubs have had either of those consistently at the 5 spot, so if TJD can give a productive 20 to 25 minutes either at the starting 5 or backup to Looney, that will be key in the West to guard the likes of Jokic, Wemby, AD, etc. I'm not expecting him to have any type of post offense, but that was never part of the Dub system, so as long as he can play that Andrew Bogut role, having another offensive option in the pick and roll as a rim running big can give Steve Kerr another different look in the offense. Now let's chat a bit about the new additions. A couple months ago, we lost a Warrior legend in Klay Thompson to free agency. It's been a tough couple seasons for Klay, trying to find his consistent touch after 2 devastating injuries. I always love and miss him, but realistically speaking, it was tough watching him shoot multiple games out last season, and absolutely losing his touch in crucial playoff games. The Warriors decided to fill his spot with some NBA vets in DeAnthony Melton and Buddy Hield. Melton's a solid two-way guard with a reliable three-point touch. I'm expecting him to be a veteran presence and share kind of that Moses Moody role in terms of solid guard defense when needed. Mike Dunleavy is really attempting to bring that 2022 magic with multiple key veteran signings in offseason, and this has been a sneaky good attempt so far. Buddy Hield will be the primary Klay replacement. Buddy has an elite stroke, leading the NBA in three-pointers made in the last 5 seasons, only ahead of Steph Curry. I can see him lead this team in a run-and-gun type of offense with high-volume three-point shooting as we've seen multiple times this preseason. His issue has always been on the defensive end. The man can't stand in front of a cone and did not ever really make a true effort. There's a reason he's been on multiple teams the last several seasons, and every team didn't really care about losing him. When he's hot, Kerr will leave him in, but he's not going to give you that perimeter offense. He's going to get pulled immediately for someone like Melton or Moses Moody. Either way, he's on a cheap contract and could be a low-risk, high-reward type of player. The last addition I can see making an impact is Kyle Anderson. Slow-mo is not a sexy NBA player to watch. He shoots with an uncomfortable hitch and isn't capable of sprinting. But he's another veteran presence with a high basketball IQ, who I can see make smart plays and be a calming presence on the court just like Chris Paul last year coming off the bench. He'll be able to bring the ball up sometimes and play even the small ball 4 or 5. I like this addition as a high floor, low ceiling type of player, who you can plug and play in different type of lineups. He's also solid defensively, so that'll always be helpful as a quote-unquote big man on this Warriors team. Well, there you guys have it. With the season starting in a couple of days, I wanted to make a season preview on this year's roster and who I feel like will have a significant role. Without having a draft pick and losing a couple of key players in Klay Thompson and CP3, the Warriors look to bounce back from an embarrassing season missing the playoffs and losing badly in the play-in game. The least I'm expecting is a season without off-court drama. Just please give me a low bar. No suspensions from punching people, no shooting 0 for 8 from downtown and losing games from chucking threes, no choking 15-point leads with 5 minutes to go. From the few preseason games, it looks like the addition of Terry Stotts on the bench will dramatically increase the volume of three-point shots in this year's offense, especially on the fast break. It's looking like a fun roster who will put up 120 points a game, but also give up a good amount on the other end. That seems like a recipe for a higher floor in today's NBA game, and who else better to lead that charge than 2 of the top 3-point shooters in the league. It would be awesome if the Warriors finish with the top 4 seed, but that is all up to Jonathan Kaminga in my opinion, and the 2 sophomores. I'm excited for another season of teaching the game of basketball and breaking down Warriors film, so I hope you guys are excited as well with me. If this is your first time on my channel and want to see short videos of Dubs games with minimal narratives or drama, subscribe to my channel for some awesome simplistic videos. See y'all on Tuesday.